Good evening, adventurer, and welcome to the Sitting Angel Tavern. If you're new here, my name is Voltaire, and today we return to the world of Enoch and look over more of the Outriders' personal logs. Shall we? So, this storm, the Anomaly. Before we left Earth, we had no idea this thing even existed. No one knows where it came from either. The first time this thing showed itself was on landing day. I had to watch as several of my comrades were vaporized while this thing twisted everything we knew about reality onto its head. The distortions it makes in the land can last for years. Things like water that should be frozen will bubble and boil. Some things will start to float in the air like they aren't affected by gravity. Hell, you could even throw a rock in some of them just to have it stop dead in the air along its path. Not that I've tried or anything. Seriously, don't play with the Anomaly Storms or the problems they leave behind. Damn things are all dangerous, and based on what they were able to find out about this thing, you have a less than 1 in 10,000 chance of surviving exposure to that thing. Since then, everyone's learned the hard way to hide and shelter if they want any hope of survival. Even so, it destroyed our communication with the Flores, wiped out all of our digital information. We weren't able to learn from the records we took from Earth, and it destroyed our electronics too. Everything but shortwave radio and basic mechanics was gone. Adding to all that, the anomaly also altered the land, making it toxic and making clean drinking water all but impossible to get. What little we could grow was deemed toxic, and everything else seemed to wither away in just a few days. Not to mention the damage to the Flores' nuclear reactor. With all that, most of the scientists focused on figuring out how we can track the anomaly. But despite all their efforts, there's still no way to tell until the storm is mere minutes from hitting us. Some people have even resorted to using hanging forks to try and detect the magnetic waves it makes. Just shows you how desperate we are. Fortunately, we could still make cement. That meant we could make bunkers and safe houses, but without the automated systems, we couldn't exactly do so quickly. When the second storm hit, it killed thousands, giving most of us the first taste of horror that Enoch had in store for them. So, what do we know about the anomaly? Oh, about as much as most men seem to know about women. Not enough. First of all, the anomaly emits several high-power electromagnetic pulses which melt electronic devices. However, this hardly affects any electricity-powered mechanical equipment such as light bulbs, simple elevators, and engines. These things will continue to operate just fine, and we also know that each storm can last for several hours, each one getting stronger than the last. We also know the anomaly has 3 parts. The first is like a sleeping phase. It's there, but it doesn't really do anything drastic. It might make a harmless light show in the sky. Used to have something like that on Earth. Called it the Northern Lights. Wish I could see that again. But as pretty as it all is, this is the storm building energy and starting to become a real problem. Next is the wake-up phase. This is when the anomaly begins to cause all of its long-term effects. Plants and animals begin to warp and mutate into new creatures rapidly. Some plants die and some rivers might dry up or become toxic. Then finally, the active phase. The storm explodes into a whirlwind of chaos and destruction. Pillars of lightning and flame, boulders and trees being blown to pieces and rubble hurled in every which way. Suffice to say, there's a reason so few make it out of there alive, and it has nothing to do with how strong or fast you are. If you're lucky, you might make it out alive. However, it's almost guaranteed you won't be human anymore. Just like me, you'll be altered. Changed into something more than human. But that means more than getting some cool superpowers. No one who becomes altered is ever the same again. Some of us lose our minds. We no longer see friend or foe. Often we go mad with power, start to consider ourselves immortal gods. The changes to our body can even be so drastic that it looks as though we have died and joined the ranks of the evil dead, or army of darkness. Fuck, you probably don't even know what I'm talking about. It'll look like your bones are all over your skin and that you're little more than a walking corpse. Anyway, the Anomaly Storms have caused a lot more trouble than this, even being one of the things that triggered the Endless War. There's also something to do with the ruins in the forest as well, but we'll cover the rest of all that some other time. For now, Outrider signing out. A storm that defies the laws of nature, and is even capable of turning the kindest of men into a twisted, mad aberration of what he once was. Horrific indeed, and it sounds almost like a living thing, too. Full glad am I that I don't need to live with such a thing in my world. Though we have more than our fair share of horrifying things, at least they are mostly predictable. If not, then we can at least deal with them. Well, if you enjoyed this little excerpt, please leave a like and hit the subscribe and bell icons below to support the channel. There are also links in the description below for more of our content, as well as for our After Hours Discord. As we just hit 300 followers on Twitch, we are working on prepping for a karaoke stream. No date has been set just yet, but if you would like to stop by, feel free and follow our Twitch. The link is also in the description below. We stream every Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night, and we hope to see you there. For now, adventurer, I'll see you on the other side of the veil.